So most people think that Bitcoin is just about fixing money. But what if I told you it quietly fixes a whole lot more? Like what you eat, healthcare, education, the government, and who decides the future, and time itself. These are things that I'm going to go to in today's video. So first things first, none of this is financial advice. This is my personal journey of what I've discovered along the way of learning Bitcoin. So the first thing I want to talk about that Bitcoin fixes is food. Now, chances are, if you're watching this video, you eat food every day. And that means inflation hits you just as much as it hit me, if you know what I mean, right? So historically, when governments need money, they raise taxes, right? Seems straightforward. But people hate taxes. So instead, the government has decided to raise taxes without asking, and that is through inflation. And food is one of the first places that people feel inflation. And it's pretty straightforward. When food goes up, people don't like that. They notice it. So there's sneaky things the government has learned how to do to hide this. The government, instead of trying to fix the root problem, they decided to do a big PR hit piece against red meat and saturated fats, good, healthy animal fats. So suddenly, steak is bad and Cheerios are the new health food. Grain is the new health food. Raise your hand or click the like button if you grew up thinking Cheerios were healthy for you. After I got into Bitcoin and I got this understanding of what's going on, I lost 50 pounds. I dropped weight and I got more energy and felt so much better. That's when I realized this whole thing, Bitcoin, it's not just about the money. And Bitcoin fixes all of this. It changes how we think. It gives us more purchasing power over time. It changes our time preference. We're no longer living from meal to meal. We're thinking down the future, right? You stop thinking in terms of what's the cheapest thing I can eat right now. And instead you start thinking of what's the best thing I can nourish my body that will help me for the next 10 years. And honestly, guys, if you're just starting now, fix your food first. Don't wait to stack or for your Bitcoin to grow over time. That will come, but you can fix your health right now. So naturally, as you fix food, you get healthier, and that happens on a broad scale. What's going to happen is the healthcare system is next in line for change as affected by Bitcoin. So here's the thing. We don't have a healthcare system right now. We have a sick care system. And fiat foods, these grains, seed oils, this whole PR push, pretty much made us all sick at the same time. But now, being sick is the norm. Every solution that is being advertised to you on TV is a drug, it's a pill. But no one is asking why we're sick in the first place. That's because prevention isn't profitable. But I believe prevention is the cure. As more and more people are getting into Bitcoin, I'm noticing that they do get healthier. And it's not because Bitcoin directly, they're not popping a Bitcoin pill, right? Their mindsets are changing. They're improving their lives. They're focusing more into the future. Their time preference is lengthening. And that literally makes a mindset change and improves health overall. It's crazy. You stop looking less short-term. You look more long-term. You're more proactive instead of reactive. And this whole change comes into your health. It cascades into your health, right? It's awesome. So Bitcoin pulls you out of that system that made you sick in the first place, helps realign you, and centers you back towards good health. So when more and more people start opting out of the sick care system, watch what happens to the healthcare system. It will improve. So now let's talk about the next thing, education. I am not here to bash teachers. My mom's a teacher, my brother's in the education system. I'm not here to bash teachers one bit. This isn't about individuals. This is about the incentives in the education system. So the fiat education system rewards waste and punishes innovation. Test scores are dropping while we're spending more money. They're using money just to use money. Kids are incentivized, encouraged to get into debt, to go to school, to get a degree that might not be valuable in the world. And why is this? It's because the money printer is running. There's no accountability. Bitcoin fixes the education system by fixing incentives. And low time preference means we stop outsourcing our kids' future to these systems that are broken, right? We've personally started homeschooling, and that's because we wanted ownership in our children's future, in our future. We took responsibility, and Bitcoin gave us that confidence. And the Bitcoin mentality, when it spreads into education as a whole, when it spreads into public education, that's when output is greater than the input. So let's go deeper into government and war. So the citizen is the highest office in America, but that doesn't mean anything if we let our government rob from us without saying anything. You think wars happen because we voted for them? No, they're paid for with printed money. The war machine loves inflation. It runs off of inflation. It can't exist without it. So if the government wanted to raise taxes every time they wanted to bomb someone, I think people would be out in the streets more. I think they'd be complaining more a little bit. I think they'd be voicing their opinion more. But instead, we're distracted, and behind the scenes, our time value is being inflated away, gone, and it's being sucked into the war machine. And if the government has been successful at masking the CPI inflation data and making sure we really don't know about it, making sure it doesn't really feel it, we can't feel it, they're going to get away with it. And wars will continue. They'll never end. Never-ending wars. So the best thing to do is not wait around for a politician to do something, wait around for the next voting cycle to make your voice heard. The best thing to do is to vote on Bitcoin. Bitcoin fixes the government waste, the wars. It saves lives in so many ways. It puts power back in the people, right? It forces the government to earn our trust. And if we don't trust them, they don't get to do it, right? That's the foundation of this. So I've been able to travel the world. I've been to Africa all over the place, Asia all over the place, Europe all over the place. I'm in America. I've realized one thing about money is it is a language. You go to a whole different country and you get a whole different currency and you don't even know how to use that money, right? You know it's money, but you don't know how to use it. You don't know how much what's worth anything, right? It's a language. Bitcoin is a unifying language for all of us, all around the world. It brings us together more. In a way, it's going to bring peace to the world. That's what I believe. So to wrap up this point, Bitcoin doesn't just challenge corruption, government corruption, right? It disarms it. It makes it useless. And therefore, the tool comes back into our power. So the last point I want to talk about is how Bitcoin fixes time. So when we're living paycheck to paycheck, when we're sick, when we're dealing with systems that are not helping us, our time is being burnt away. It's being spent. Creativity gets crushed. We're just too busy to think in the future. We're not creating things for the future. We're just creating things for the now, or we're not even creating. We're just living for the now. You live in minutes rather than decades. You're thinking of the next couple of minutes of survival versus decades. And for me, Bitcoin changed me in this way. I used to live minute by minute, from mini disaster to mini disaster. I let life take over me. I believed I didn't have time. Time was gone. But over time, and for me, it was a one Bitcoin cycle. It's when I started realizing that I started getting time. I started getting that time to be creative again. That's why I'm even here right now talking about Bitcoin, because I can't stop thinking about it. And now I have time to go walk in the desert and talk about it. I love it. And now, instead of chasing dopamine from day to day, I'm out in the backyard planting trees, because I know in 20 years that tree is going to be shading my grandkids. Bitcoin fixes your time by fixing your mind. It helps you see what matters, and it gives you the tools to protect it. So Bitcoin fixes food, it fixes health, it fixes education, it fixes the government, it fixes time. If you've seen these changes in your life, drop a comment, tell me what Bitcoin's fixed for you. And if there's anything on this list you feel like I'm missing, leave it in the comments. Let's talk. And until the next time, see you guys.